We're going to hit the first game. It is between two of the top four teams in the Raiders and the Knights, and it's at GO Stadium on Saturday morning. Shawnee, the Raiders first. They were blown off the park against the Broncos last week. They're going to really need to bounce back in this clash. Appy Nichols returns to fullback, which should really give them a little bit more strike power, especially in that back line.
Yep, definitely. Appy has been having an outstanding season so far, so I'm really looking forward to her re-entering the game. You can see that they were a little bit behind in going forward against their opponents last week. They were pulled apart, and I think that they would have lost a lot of confidence, but it's great that they've been showing their weaknesses now so that they can fix them before the game coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's look over to the Knights. A win against the Sharks last week, but coach Ronnie Griffith was unhappy. They took the foot off the accelerator in those last 20 minutes or so, and they're going to have to iron that out coming up against the Raiders side.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel as though Raiders have that knock-on confidence.
Yep.
So they're going to have to be sturdy and confident to come back. But if we go to the Knights, they are just getting stronger and stronger every single week. Shanice Parker has been having an outstanding season.
Yeah.
I think that she is a true game changer for them, as well as Sheridan Gallagher.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with what she's displaying.
Yeah, she's been awesome.
Yeah.
All right. On Saturday afternoon, we have a double header at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. The first is one of the most crucial games in the round as fifth and sixth go head-to-head in the Broncos and Sharks. Scotty Prince has absolutely battened down the hatches ahead of this clash. They're currently sitting in fifth. A win could get them over the line and closer to a finals invitation. So there's a lot of pressure riding on it. He was just like, I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk about anything. It's all about this week.
Yeah, absolutely. The edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
It's right there. And the people that I can see bringing them further and further away from the edge is like Melu Hufanga.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought that she got her good luck strike of tries, but it seems as though that's just kicked her off. So she's been absolutely outstanding. They have Julia Robinson back,
Yep.
which I think that they felt her return really strongly last week, and she was just on fire. She was returning with a purpose. Yeah. So love seeing her back out there, and happy to have her back in the game because it's really hard sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, I bet, Herman, you can say.
Yeah,
I'm
saying that with a tear in my eye.
Yeah, exactly. I'm making you twitch.
Yeah.
All right, to the Sharks, they have come out like a bull to a red flag at the beginning of the season, but they've had 3 losses in a row now. They must win their final 3 games to put themselves even in a chance to play these final footy. There's a lot of pressure on them as well. I know we just spoke about the Broncos, but the heat is on for the Sharks.
The heat is on for the Sharks, and I like it.
Yep.
It's going to make this game so incredible to watch.
Yep.
The fire is going to be in every single player, and there are a few players standing out at the moment. I think Georgia Ravix is one of them, and I do believe that she is a massive game changer. I don't see anyone when they have Georgia one-on-one with somebody. I don't see anyone who could kind of finish her or stop her from scoring a try. But also Casey Staples is back in the lineup, which is a really positive thing. I think that she will bring a lot to the Sharks team this game, so I'm really looking forward to what that looks like.
Who wins this one?
Broncos.
You were like, I can't see
it.
Pressure builds diamonds.
Yes, it certainly does, but Broncos are just, I think they found it.
Yeah, okay.
You know, they found it now.
They've got the niche. Well, Princey's going to be a very happy man, as are all the ladies at the Broncos. Our next clash and second of the NRLW doubleheader is a pressure cooker again, and a must-win for both the Cowboys and Dragons. Both sides are suffering a defeat, and the Cowboys against your ladies last week. What learning would they have made from that clash, and how do they amend going into this game?
Yeah, so when we did our review of our game as the Eels against the Cowboys, there was lots of areas in which they did not capitalise on.
Yeah.
So I think it is not overplaying your hand for them, allowing the game to build, and also just the 1%ers, like tackles, sticking them, getting the girls down. Field position for them is not really an issue. Kira's got great kicks that can get them out of trouble at any point in time, and they do have great kick chase and returns. I think it's just the 1%ers and probably the tackle tech is slowing it down for them at the moment.
Yeah, I think Ben Jeffries spoke in the press conference, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and that was the exact quote, 1%ers and their tackle defence.
So cliche, but that's exactly where the improvements are made.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's look over to the Dragons. They were on the wrong side of it. Yet another 1 point loss last week against the Titans. We know they can find the try line, particularly Tegan Berry. I mean, she was outstanding last week, but defensively, they missed their tackle count. It's really starting to hurt them. I think last week their missed tackle count was 39. So we know Sowie would be hitting the roof.
Exactly, and we've spoken about it before. They start slow.
Yeah.
They come in full force at a certain period in the game, and then they don't just break away and finish it.
Yeah, okay.
So Tegan Berry last week, did she not just score every point on the board for the team? It's insane.
Yeah.
She is just going from strength to strength, and I'm so happy to see her have some confidence in herself and back herself. But for the Dragons, they are a team that can do so much damage, and I'm not quite sure what is stopping them from just going full speed ahead at the moment. There has been a lot of frequent changes in the team, but I do know that Sowie is really good at rotating and having everybody run in a spot so that you can fill and filter in really smoothly. So I'm not quite sure what it is. They've got the best halves that you can ask for. There's just something that is not allowing them to unleash at the moment. I can't put my finger on it.
Okay, can you put your finger on who would probably take this match out?
Oh, well, I think it would be the Dragons.
Okay, yes.
Only because
soft spot.
Well, just with the Cowboys, they seem to have, like we said, came out strong, and now they're losing momentum and getting a little bit exposed. And maybe this is where the experience piece of that team, being a young team, starts to get exposed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, game 4, the Titans host the West Tigers at home, and they've slid into 3rd place. They nabbed 1 point, compliments of the Ice Queen herself, Lauren Brown. I mean, Karen Murphy is doing things up there, and the team are now really doing things as a group and united unit.
Yeah, and I'm really glad to see that they have made huge improvements in the way that they're playing this season. It's such a reward for someone like Karen Murphy, who would have very intentionally been building and putting in the groundwork in that team, and now a season later they are reaping the rewards, so it's great to see for them. And Lauren Brown,
she was just, as they said, I think we had it on the website, one of the guys wrote she had ice running through her veins.
Yeah.
Just cool, calm and collected, and it's exactly what you need in those clincher moments.
100%. And these moments are like her moments. They have been all season for her in this team. So yeah, really good leadership piece from Lauren Brown, and also just development of her own game.
Yeah.
Like she's the ice queen. Ices it all. Amazing.
Could she get chillier?
Yeah. I reckon. She's got some other stuff up her sleeve. I know that.
All right, she's going to get the nickname Elsa at the moment.
Yeah.
Over to the West Tigers, and they were handed a heavy defeat from the top of the table leaders in the Roosters, and it comes with additional costs in this one as well too. Kezzy Apps and Rakea Horn are both being monitored. They were cleared from the HIAs, but they've got to get looked after this week. Sarah Togatuki will serve a 1-week suspension as well too, but Bo Vetty Welsh returns, and I know you're a big fan of Bo.
I am a big fan of Bo, and it was really hard for Tess last week. You could see that she hadn't played much footy throughout the season, and that's due to her injury and her return, but it's very hard to step in the boots of someone like Bo, and they've got huge hits if Kezzy or who was the other player again?
Rakea Horn.
Rakea cannot return. But Sulla not being there. I watched her score a try single-handedly last week, and I just sat there thinking she is the game changer for the team, and how well she's actually taken up that leadership role. Sometimes what I've noticed is that players play small and they run to the line and they don't believe that they can get through and manoeuvre and like do that amazing piece where you score the try, but Sulla is just, well, I call her Sarah. Sarah. It's just, her mindset is amazing at the moment, and she's 2 steps ahead, and you can see that she's already seen herself over that try line, and I think that's the difference for her this season. So huge hit to not have her there. We'll see how Kizzy goes.
Yep.
Hopefully she's in for the whole game, and that will make it a huge game, I think.
Okay. We'll take that up, that extra notch.
Yeah, definitely will.
All right. Well, our final game of the round sees us heading to Gosford as the Roosters host the Eels. The Tricolours unbeaten in their last month, and the Eels coming off a first win of the season. The Roosters seem to be ticking all the right boxes, though, both attack and defence. What do you make of their season so far? Without digging too much into your toolbox at the Eels, where can you undo them?
It is really hard.
Yeah.
They are so strong across the board, and even their debutants I've said it before, that they were rolling in second row, they transitioned really well a few weeks ago, or actually throughout the entire season. And then even last week they rolled in another debutant on the wing, Mia, and she had scored 2 tries.
Yeah.
On debut, which they always have their players scoring tries on debut, which just shows strength through the entire team, and that they know where they want the ball to go and they know how to execute that. It's really hard to crack. Very, very hard to crack.
Have you been coached under John Strange before?
I haven't.
No,
no,
okay.
no, he was not there when I was at the Roosters,
Yep.
so I don't have any intel on him
Yeah.
personally. Yeah, I know, and
Yep.
there actually aren't too many players within our team that do
Yep.
either. So. As the Eels, we're just going to come out and give it a good nudge, and off the back of some confidence.
Well, let's tuck into your side of the moment. I mean, you've got to be riding the highs of that first win this season. It must have really felt great, not only to get that win, but just to get into that huddle at the end of the game, sing that team song, and sort of that morale. Morale is so important at this time of the season.
Oh, to not have sang your team song until that far
Yeah.
into the competition is huge, and it is a big sigh of relief just to have that and experience it. We had a number of debutants in our team on the weekend as well, and they got to take away a win, which is just amazing, an amazing experience for them. And our young girls that are coming through are actually so impressive.
Yep.
Like, they just transition in and it's like easy for them. It's great to see. It shows the depth of the game. So for us, what are we going to do this week? I just think that we're going to be able to take it up a notch. We've got some confidence. We did actually improve on a lot of things like our tackle tech and sticking to tackles and getting people down and holding them down. That was a big improvement for us. There is some work for us to do in our execution of attack.
Yeah. So it's just, again, it comes back to those 1%ers. I hate to be cliche, but it's exactly what it is, really, isn't it?
It is. It's a simple game, and that's why we repeat the same things. It's just very hard, obviously, to execute it. Otherwise, we'd be all playing perfect games.
Well, is that point of change and those 1%ers enough for you to be able to carry confidence into the Roosters game to be able to possibly claim a big scalp?
I think that we'll be able to challenge them.
Yep.
Whether we dig deep enough to challenge them for the full minutes, time will tell.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us for another week. I appreciate it. Again, we look forward to you healing and getting back out there. Thank you, everyone at home, for joining us as well, too. Real highlights, unreal action. It's about to get real this NRLW Premiership season. You can experience all the power on the field and the passion in the stands as this growing rivalries become epic contests. NRLW Women's Telstra Premiership is back for 2023. Secure your seats now at nrl.com/tickets.